I'd like to move on to our next question. Can we jump down to Amy's?
Yeah.
In
Yes.
previous courses, I've read studies pertaining to the self-policing of young boys in regards to upholding toxic masculinity in grade school settings. Though this undoubtedly is a reflection of greater societal constructs, values, expectations, what are some ways parents can work towards remedying this in their own household? And raise your hand, Amy. Yeah.
Hi. So I think that, I mean, the mining for gender bias, I think, relates to the answer to this question too. I think that you can figure out how your conditioning dovetails into societal expectation and then be more conscious about what you're doing. And I think it also takes a lot of strength as a parent to not go with the norm. So I'll give a personal story that recently happened that made me really happy, not in some self-congratulatory way, but it made me realize like, oh, this is really hard. So both my boys were at a birthday party and one of them got really sad and started sobbing, like sobbing, screaming, sobbing. And my first reaction was, oh my God, is someone going to make fun of him? Right. Because that's usually like where a lot of this comes from, of like not wanting your kid to be bullied, not wanting your kid, a lot of people will say like, my dad used to say, don't be a pussy. Now people are like, don't be soft, whatever that is. It probably comes from the place of, I don't want you to be bullied. So, but instead of like giving into that fear response I had, I was like, I'm just going to hold him and I'm not going to try to stifle his expression. And if parents see me, doing this, maybe they'll recognize that this is okay for me. It's okay for him. And then something really cool happened. Another boy came up to Ari and said, are you okay? Is there anything I can do? And that was amazing to me. And then like about 30 minutes later, my other son felt like someone was trying to strangle him and also started crying. And then I was holding him. And it was very cool for me because after having read Judy Chu's research on young boys, she studied boys around 5, that's when they start to take certain emotions and hide them. And so there's this kind of suppression that goes on as early as that, because acting cool, or I don't even think they're thinking of it as masculine, but just acting more tough, gives them more social status, but it's at a real cost to them by starting to suppress those things. And so it just made me really excited that my almost 6-year-old and 8-year-old were free to cry in a public setting around their peers, and that there was no backlash for them. And so I think that if more parents did that, if more parents gave their kids, especially boys, permission to cry or be hurt or express themselves, I think there'd be more of a sense of we're all human. Like ultimately, I think the construct of gender is bullshit, and that we're probably moving towards, something hopefully that's not blue or pink or genderized in some kind of crazy way that we do today, like giving girl Duplo Legos with a dog or a cat they can take care of, but boys don't have the dog or the cat, but like, why not? Or like I let my sons, like one of my sons loves the show Shimmer and Shine. They love magic, and I let them wear sparkles, so I think that while there is this binary that still exists and is hurtful, to try to, help people see the ways that those boxes and those constructs are hurting our boys, and they're really hurting our men. When you look at the stats of even suicide, and it's Suicide Prevention Month this month, I mean, it's really astounding. So yeah, men aren't doing well.